Have you ever gone to sleep full of determination, set your alarm for early morning, promised yourself tomorrow will be different? The Rice Doesn't Care About the Weather, a story about discipline that changes everything. And then tomorrow came, and you hit snooze once, twice, 5 times. Suddenly, it's 8 a.m. Your day has already started without you, and that quiet voice inside whispers, maybe tomorrow. If that sounds familiar, this story is for you. Because this is not a story about waking up early. It's a story about discipline, about broken promises to yourself, and about one lesson that turns ordinary people into unstoppable ones. Stay with me until the end, because this lesson has nothing to do with motivation and everything to do with weather. Act 1. The Boy Who Hated Mornings. 30 years ago, in a quiet farming village surrounded by green mountains and endless rice fields, lived a boy named David. David was 8 years old, energetic, curious, full of life. But there was one thing he hated more than anything in the world: waking up at 5 a.m. Every morning, before the sun, before the birds, before the world felt awake, his father would gently shake his shoulder. "Time to get up, son, the fields are waiting." David would groan, pull the blanket over his head, and beg, "Papa, just 5 more minutes." But 5 minutes never came. Rain or shine, cold winter mornings or heavy monsoon rains, humid summers or foggy dawns, at 5 a.m. they walked to the rice fields. Some mornings rain soaked his clothes within seconds. Some mornings the cold cut through his thin shirt like a knife. Some days David cried as he walked, "Papa, why do we have to go when it's raining?" His father didn't stop working. "The rice doesn't care about the weather." "But I'm tired." "The rice doesn't care if you're tired." "But it's cold." "The rice doesn't care if you're cold." To David, it felt cruel, unfair. Why couldn't they rest like other families? For 10 years, the rule never changed. Act 2. Escape to the city. When David turned 18, he left. University, the city, freedom. He promised himself one thing: I'll never wake up at 5 a.m. again. At first, life felt exciting. No muddy fields, no rain-soaked mornings. But something strange happened. David started losing control of his life. He set goals and ignored them, started projects and abandoned them, promised discipline and relied on motivation. "I'll study tomorrow. I'll start the business next week. I'll wake up early on Monday." Monday never came. By 28, David was exhausted, not physically but emotionally. Still in an entry-level job, living paycheck to paycheck, watching others move forward while he stayed stuck. One Sunday morning, he woke up at 11 a.m. again, and in the silence of his small apartment, one sentence echoed in his mind: "The rice doesn't care about the weather." Act 3. The Realization. David looked around, unfinished plans, unpaid bills, unlived dreams, and suddenly it hit him. His father was never teaching him farming, he was teaching him discipline. That same night, David booked a ticket home. At dawn, his father was already awake, at 58 years old, preparing for the fields. "Papa," David said quietly, "can I come with you today?" They walked in silence. Rain fell lightly, the same path, the same mud. Finally, David asked the question he had carried for decades: "Why did you make me wake up early every day?" His father kept working. "Some days," he said, "the weather is perfect. Everyone works on those days." Then he pulled a weed from the soil. "But most days are not perfect." He looked at David. "If I only worked when conditions were perfect, my family would starve." Then came the words that changed everything. "Success doesn't come from working when you feel like it. Success comes from working especially when you don't. Motivation," his father continued, "is weather. Discipline is showing up anyway." Act 4. The 90. The Promise. That night, David made a decision. He would wake up at 5 a.m. every day, for 90 days. No excuses, no exceptions. The first morning was brutal. Every excuse screamed in his head. "You're tired. Tomorrow is fine. One day won't matter." But he got up. Day 3, rain. Day 7, exhaustion. Day 12, Sunday. He got up anyway. By week 3, something changed. The mornings became quiet power. 2 uninterrupted hours. No noise, no distractions. He worked on his business idea again. But this time he showed up every single day. 1 hour, focused, consistent. By day 30, progress. By day 60, income. By day 90, momentum. Not motivation, Momentum. Act 5. The transformation. The disciplines spread. Exercise, learning, relationships, finances, rain or shine. 1 year later, he quit his job. 2 years, he hired employees. 3 years, financial freedom. But the alarm still rang at 5 a.m. because it was never about time, it was about keeping a promise to himself. Years later, David stood in the same rice fields with his own son. At 5 a.m., the boy groaned, "Papa, I'm tired." David smiled. "I know. This isn't about rice. This is about becoming someone who shows up." David's story is your story. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation is weather. Discipline is a choice. So here's your challenge. Tomorrow, wake up 30 minutes earlier. Just 30. Pick one non-negotiable habit. Do it for 90 days, rain or shine. Remember these words. The rice doesn't care about the weather, and neither do your dreams. Show up. That's how everything changes.